everybody, it's Elisa here. So today I want to talk about journaling and specifically how journaling can help you progress in your recovery. Because specifically for me, I felt like journaling was almost like a form of therapy. It was a place where I could just express my emotions and feelings, and just instead of like keeping them in, like spiraling in my head and not being able to make sense of it, I could just put it out on a paper. And this like putting it out on a paper like already helped me to see things more rationally, more clearly, and more from a objective view. And yeah, in general, journaling definitely was one of the key things that helped me keep track of my recovery. I thought today maybe I will give you some practical ways you can use journaling, maybe what stuff to write in a journal, different things that really helped me, that kept me track, kept me in a right mindset and right focus. So yeah, let's get started with the journaling part. So here I'm just gonna give you some examples what things I would write in my journal, and I'm not saying you have to do all of them, but just kind of pick and choose what really resonates with you. And I didn't write all this stuff every day, but I did write something almost every day in recovery based on just what I felt like I needed. So feel free to use this process very intuitively and just write about what resonates with you. So yeah, let's get started. So firstly, what I recommend you to really think about is for example, you can develop like a journaling like morning routine. And I feel like in the morning, it's very good to start the morning off with something positive. Because if first thing in the morning you start to focus on positive things, it's almost like sets the good tone to your entire day. So what I would do, for example, is to write the list of gratitude. And I would write maybe 5 things I'm grateful for. And then I would just list those 5 things. So for example, I'm gonna share 5 things I am grateful for, what I just wrote down. I am grateful for my body because it's working hard to heal me. And this was something I would write in my recovery, just to focus on the fact that my body loved me so much. And no matter what I had been through, all the abuse with dieting I had put my body through, my body was still working very hard to heal me and recover me. So this is what I would write down. And the next thing I wrote down, I'm grateful for my husband who supports me. My husband was a great support in my recovery, so every day I was so grateful for him. I'm grateful for Mona, who brings so much joy in my life. Actually, in my recovery, we didn't have Mona, like our cat, yet, but right now I'm very grateful we have Mona because she does bring so much joy in our life. Next, I'm grateful for my friends and family. This is always something to be grateful for. And the last one I wrote, I'm grateful for my experiences that helped me to grow into a better, stronger and kinder person. Because this was the one thing that really helped me to actually let go of my eating disorder, and especially to stop blaming myself or judge myself for the past, because it's so easy to get into a mindset of like blaming yourself for having an eating disorder and like wasting your years to the eating disorder. And what really helped me to let go of my past of eating disorder and not dwell on it or blame myself was actually to see what else I got from it and how I learned so much from it, how it made me into a stronger and better person. And now every day, actually, if I think about it, I'm very grateful for my experience with eating disorders because it changed my life, and now I'm able to help you guys. So in every negative experience, there is a positive aspect of it, and I choose to focus on that, and I choose to be grateful for that. So the list of gratitude would be one thing I would write down in the morning in my journal, and maybe the next thing I would write down is some kind of like affirmations. It can be many affirmations, or it can just be one affirmation, whatever you prefer. And the thing with affirmations is that I really recommend you to write affirmations that resonate with you, and don't just take somebody's affirmation. Maybe, for example, it can be very hard for you right now to tell yourself that I unconditionally accept and love myself. Maybe this feels too foreign, too out of reach. But maybe it would resonate with you much more if you would say things like, I choose to treat my body with respect. Because you don't have to love your body, but you can still choose to treat your body with respect. Yeah, like choose affirmations that resonate with you. So here here are some affirmations I just wrote down, and these are just some examples. For example, my body is an instrument, not an ornament. And this is an affirmation I got from an account, Beauty Redefined. I have mentioned them before. I really love their work. So yeah, I really resonate with that. Like, my body is rather a tool. It's not just an ornament, I think, to be looked at and judged by its appearance. Other thing I wrote down is I am more than a body. I am kind and caring person. So again, like in recovery in general, it's best to take the focus off from your body and know that you are more than just a body, and focus on other aspects of you. For example, what is good about you? Like, I am kind and caring person. So find the aspects of you that really talk about you as a person, a whole human being, not just like a body or a weight or size. Another thing I wrote down is that I respect my body for all it does for me. And this is another way to look at your body, because again, like, our body is not here just to be looked at, but actually I really respect my body for everything it does for me. And I choose to see my body for more than just how it looks. And this is something also I talked about in my last video about the body neutrality that you can check out as well. So another thing I would use this journaling for was actually for the law of attraction purposes. And I have few law of attraction videos on my YouTube channel as well. But basically, law of attraction says that whatever you focus on is exactly what you get. And whatever your thoughts are, whatever your focus is exactly what you will manifest more of in your life. So your thoughts have to align with the goal you want, with the future you want. So similarly as with the affirmations, like with the law of attraction, I would actually write out the statement of a particular goal I want. And this goal was obviously to do with being fully recovered. And how the law of attraction works is that you have to write it in present tense. So if you write something, you will write that I am right now, or I am so happy and grateful to already have blah blah blah. You write about something as it would already be true. Another thing is that you would ask for exactly what you want and not what you don't want. And also another key of the law of attraction is the energy it creates and how this particular goal makes you feel. So it has to make you feel good, and it has to create this high vibration. Because with the law of attraction, what actually attracts things into your life, it's not the words you say, but actually how you say it and how it makes you feel. So you really have to focus on the feeling. The feeling is really something that creates and attracts this goal into your life. And I'm gonna give you an example what I would write down. So for example, I would write down, I am so happy and grateful to be fully recovered intuitive eater. I trust my body and my body trusts me. And when I would say it, I would really feel into it, and I would say it with a meaning and with a feeling. For example, I am so happy and grateful to be now fully recovered intuitive eater. I trust my body and my body trusts me. I would really say it with a meaning, because this is the feeling you wanna really focus on, because again, like, the feeling creates. Another thing that you can do with the same thing is something called scripting. So how scripting works is actually that you create this one like affirmation that is like carefully chosen. You make sure it's in present tense. You ask for what you want, not what you don't want. And it also, like, it makes you feel good. It makes you feel amazing. And then you write this same thing over and over again in your journal, maybe like an entire page. And there are so many videos on YouTube about scripting, so I'm not gonna go very deep into that. But basically, yeah, like, I have used scripting to create like so many different things in my life. And I personally know it works, because again, it's just about the focus. You change your focus towards what you want, and also you focus on the feeling you wanna create. And also it's all about the repetition and consistency. Like, repetition of the same goal and feeling is also like very important. Something that creates your future, because it's not about just like one time saying those affirmations, but it's actually saying it over again. So the next one I would do in the morning is maybe to create like an intention for the day. And then I would write maybe different intentions or focuses I want to have throughout the day. Something that is, of course, focused for recovery. For example, what I would write down is that I have an unconditional permission to eat. I trust my body and treat it with respect. And I will talk to myself kindly. So these are the intentions maybe I have for a day, and just something to keep reminding myself and keep on focusing on. So yeah, I think this is it for the morning routine. And I know like it seems like a pretty long thing, but actually if you get used to it, it doesn't take very long. Maybe it takes like, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes to really create. And you're gonna start having your own personal affirmations you really like. Also maybe the law of attraction, like you're gonna have the similar sentence that you will just write, and the intention, everything. It doesn't take a long time, but just for the video purposes, I really wanted to take some time to explain how you can use journaling for the morning routine. But maybe now I'm gonna also tell you how you can use journaling at nighttime, maybe in the evening, maybe before going to bed, because at nighttime as well, it's great to reflect back throughout your day, like what happened, and also set the positive tone at the end of the day and go to sleep with a positive mindset. So to recap your day, really like learn from the day, refocus your thoughts, but also end the day with some good thoughts and good vibration. So I'm maybe gonna give you some examples what things you can write in your journal at nighttime or before going to bed, and maybe you can call it like your night routine or something. So at the end of the day, the nighttime maybe is a good time for some daily self-reflection. Okay, I can't even write anymore. Daily reflection. Daily reflection. So for example, firstly, you could ask yourself what happened today, and this is just a place where you can like dump all your thoughts. Don't think about it too much. As I said before, journaling can be like a form of therapy. So just get your thoughts out. Don't analyze it yet. Just get them all out on paper. And then when you have wrote all your thoughts out, you can start to ask yourself another questions. What can I learn from this? So this is a good way to reflect back and see things more from an objective view. Because whatever happened today, if it was maybe negative, like there is still something you can learn from this. And it wasn't a failure, but it's actually a very important learning experience. And also you could ask yourself, what could I do differently next time? Again, if something happened during the day, maybe you feel you had a setback in your recovery, or maybe something didn't work out, or maybe you wish you could change a situation, then you can learn something from it. And you can also ask yourself, what could I do differently next time? And then write down what would be a different scenario. So next time when something similar happens, you already know what is a better way to go. So this is exactly how you learn from each of your experience in recovery. There's gonna be a lot of like ups and downs, but you can learn from each step. And then if you change it, you really learn the lesson and you do something differently, then it's only gonna help you move forward. And also, instead of criticizing yourself for whatever happened during the day, you can ask yourself, what would be helpful and a kind thing to say? Because criticizing yourself in recovery doesn't help. And what really helps and what you have to start practicing is self-compassion and speaking to yourself in a kind way. Some people think that by criticizing themselves, it's somehow motivating them to do better, but actually criticism doesn't motivate anybody. So also you can reframe it and turn the negative thoughts around and ask yourself, what do I really need to hear from now? What would be a kind and compassionate thing to say? And write it down for your encouragement. Because very often like we are alone in recovery, and if the only person closest to you that is yourself, criticizes you every time you make a mistake or something doesn't go as planned, then it's not going to be helpful, and it's just going to put brakes on your recovery. So you are the closest person to yourself in recovery, so you better support yourself throughout this journey, because if you don't, then who will? And the last thing you can also write down is, what am I proud of? Because maybe throughout the day, if like all the things didn't go as planned, but maybe there are some things you are proud of, no matter how big or small. And again, like this sets like a positive tone to your entire day, and really start to focus and notice like every positive thing you do and something you can be proud of. Very often those good things just don't get as much attention, so I really want you to start giving the good things more attention, because with the law of attraction, what you focus on is what you create more of. So if you want to be more proud of yourself in future for more positive things happening, then you have to start acknowledging them and really focus on them more as well. And the next thing is not maybe particularly a journaling prompt, but the next thing I would do is actually some kind of recovery visualization, especially when I would go to bed and before sleep, because visualization is another like powerful tool you can use to manifest the recovery. And also there is no like magic to it, because visualization is also just a tool for the brain rewiring, because our brain actually doesn't know the difference if something is happening in real life or if something is just imagined in your head. So visualization is actually proven to help you to design the reality you want to create. But how you can use journaling maybe to create this visualization is to like write down your ideal vision of full recovery. So by writing out your vision of full recovery, you can literally write about anything. So you would just think about like you are right now in full recovery. You have already fully recovered, and you can just for example like describe your day in full recovery. What does it look like? Or for example, you can describe how is your relationship with food now as you are full recovery, like write it all down. Or how is your relationship with your body now as you are fully recovered, and describe it in detail, as much detail as you want. Or what do you do in full recovery? Like, what are your daily activities? What do you do? Where do you go? Who do you meet? Or for example, how are your relationships now that you are in full recovery? And you can literally see it almost like you are writing a movie of your life, and you are the director of that movie. So you can write out the script about your life, like everything you want to create. But as we said before with the law of attraction, like write everything in present tense, like it's already true. And yeah, and just like write down the details, like all the visualization. And then if you have wrote down all of that on a paper or in your journal, then this is something you can use for the visualization, like the material for the visualization, and something you would just like create and visualize in your head, maybe right before you go to sleep. You just go over the scenario, you see yourself doing all those things, being fully recovered, and yeah, just run the script in your head like over again. So this is how you do the visualization. And especially, as I said before, the feeling is very important, and the feeling is what you create. So if you do the visualization, really get into like, how does it make you feel? How does it feel to be fully recovered? Do you feel excited? Do you feel a sense of joy? Do you feel freedom? Do you feel grateful? Do you feel accomplished, empowered? Like all those positive feelings. And really, as you visualize, then also get into the feeling of it, like feel like it's already true, because the feeling is the most powerful attractor. So this is what I would do as a night routine in my journal. But of course, I would mix it up. Sometimes I would include some affirmations or something like that. So again, like it's very intuitive. It's just like about what you prefer. But also another thing you can do is the day routine. And this is the journaling part you can do throughout the day, like any time you want. And one thing I would do is that like becoming aware of the negative thoughts or the eating disorder thoughts or the diet thoughts or any critical thoughts and write them out. And then what I would do is to reframe them, to really challenge myself to see things differently from different angles and ask myself what else is true. Because the eating disorder thoughts, they are not facts, they are not true, they are just a bunch of lies. And they also often comes from the diet industry, from the brainwashed conditioning we have from the dieting and everything. So it's just a vast like bullshit program basically we have to like unwire, and we have to rewire new, positive, more helpful, kind and compassionate thoughts. So I would do something like writing out the eating disorder thoughts and then reframing them to intuitive thoughts. But you can also see it as like reframing them to rational thoughts, the thoughts from your higher self, the compassionate thoughts, the kind thoughts. So these are basically the thoughts that are gonna help you to reach full recovery. But the eating disorder thoughts are all the critical thoughts, everything that makes you feel negative, or any thought basically that makes you feel stuck. For example, maybe the eating disorder thought is I hate my body. So this is a very negative critical thought. But let's say intuitive thought, and for example the intuitive thought might be that I respect my body for everything it does for me. My body is created by nature and I respect nature's design. Therefore, I also respect my body. So this is something that really resonated with me, because I started to think that my body is not for me to judge and for me to create like however I choose to, because actually nature created my body and I really love nature. I respect nature, and in nature like nothing is out of place. In nature, everything is exactly how it's supposed to be. So who am I judge nature's design or say that I hate nature's design? Like this way of thinking really seemed ridiculous to me. So when I really started to think of my body as nature's design, it really helped me to start respecting my body and treat my body in a kind way and start to support my body's recovery process rather than working against it. So the whole point of this exercise is to write down the eating disorder thoughts, because if you are not aware what those negative thoughts are and they are just like spiraling in your head, it's very hard to start changing your thoughts and rewiring the brain and to see the mental changes. So first step is always awareness, what those thoughts are. And how you can start to do it is, for example, asking yourself, like whenever you feel sad or negative, or whenever you feel you hate your body, or you have a day of like bad body image, or you want to restrict food, or like you have these like negative feelings, right? Then this is when you can ask yourself, what am I thinking right now? And then like write down, what are the eating disorder thoughts? Write down everything. Yes, because the first step is awareness. And then as I did here, I want you to reframe those thoughts and really challenge yourself to see it from a different angle, from different way, and use your rational thoughts and also use your compassionate voice. Rewrite those negative thoughts into something more positive and something more kind and compassionate, because this is exactly the process of like brain rewiring you can use. Because like brain rewiring is all about like taking actions and doing the food challenges and stopping the restriction and eating as much as you want and everything. But if your mindset doesn't change at the same time, you are eating as much as you want, but the thoughts are just repeating the old program that you hate your body and you are like a pig and you are too fat, then actually nothing is going to change in the long run. Like you have to change around your thoughts, and you do it by like first giving your brain another way to think, because your brain is not going to rewire itself. You have to give your brain literally like new thoughts to think. And by this, you are designing your new brain, the new neural pathways your brain can go to. Because otherwise, like your brain is not going to do this work by itself. Like, you have to literally teach your brain those new healthy thoughts, and then you rewire it by repetition. And also, it's not enough to just think these negative thoughts and then do this in your head, because again, like, writing it down gives it a whole nother perspective, and you learn so differently when you write stuff down. And also, writing it down gives it a good opportunity that you can look back to your writing maybe next day, or maybe like a few months from now, and you can see where you were, and also like the thoughts, and maybe see the progress you have made and everything. So recording the thoughts, I think, or recording anything in your journal is always a good idea. So yeah, this is it for today's video. I really hope you liked it, you found it very helpful. And as I said, journaling is a very powerful tool, especially when it comes to changing your mindset and changing your focus, and also rewiring your brain. And also, as always, if you want to know more about recovery and how to go through it step by step, then please check out my book. The link is in the description, and here is everything I did to get to my full recovery. And in one chapter I also explain how to change your eating disorder thoughts, kind of similar as we did today, so you can check out that as well. There are way more examples than I included in this video, so yeah, get my book. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and you can also like this video if you found it helpful. It would really mean a lot to me. And also make sure to subscribe to my channel, and make sure you have the notification bell on so you are notified anytime I post a new video. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'm gonna see you in my next video. Bye.